Tonight, the family of a Moshi woman who was gunned down while making her way home is left reeling from her shocking death. The Prime Minister and the Police Commissioner expressed concern about crimes against women. And journalists and members of the UWP square off in very tense confrontations.
I have committed crimes. You say that, I'm asking you. I have committed crimes. I'm asking you what you say.
The details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Tuesday, the 21st of July, 2020. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and our Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. On Monday night, 57-year-old Cecilia Louis, better known as Miss Daphne, was shot multiple times while making her way home. Her family members spoke to Hot 7 TV about the shooting that has left their family reeling and has puzzled the entire Moshi community. Genevieve Gonzague begins our reporting.
Once again, a woman is at the receiving end of violence in St. Lucia. Dead is 57-year-old Cecilia Louis, also known as Miss Daphne of Moshi Grosile. Louis was on her way home when she was shot multiple times in the back. She died on the spot. Our news team spoke to the deceased's brother and sister, who both made impassioned pleas to stop violence in St. Lucia, as well as the removal of illegal firearms on the streets. Sister of the deceased, Tessa Phillip, says she was at home when she received the distressing call that her sister had been shot. According to Phillip, she has no knowledge of her sister being in conflict with anyone. She calls for action to get this spate of violent crime, shootings in particular, under control.
I just need justice for her, and justice really had. Too many things like that happening in St. Lucia, in the little island of St. Lucia, you know, especially in July, you understand? And another thing again, I need whoever that's in charge to come back with capital punishment. You understand? Too many things like that happening in this country. This is a very small country, and we cannot allow these things to happen.
Louis was also a taxi driver on the Rodney Bay Strip, and a large outpouring of support has been coming from co-workers and former clients. Co-worker John Matthew presented Louis's nephew with a card from a customer. He says that she was someone who he held in high esteem.
But to me, the lady is a nice lady. To me, I don't have no problem with she. We was working right there. That's his spots where she works. So we had a good relationship. So I don't know what other people say, but I know to me and she, we had a good relationship. Nothing was negative about her. And I feel she's a good person.
The brother of the deceased, Sylvester Louis, says he and his sister were the ones who were charged with the responsibility of taking care of their ailing father. He too calls for a clamping down on illegal firearm possession.
Hearing what transpired last night and coming on the scene and see that, it is happening, man. Something had to be done with the crime. Them. And what happened again, them young boys on the block. Young boys that doing that, you know. Young boys that doing that. You can't say it's old men that doing it. Young boys that doing all them crime and stuff like that. And getting them with them fire up, they're just giving them a slap on their wrist, pop, and send them back in society again. Them things can't go on. Something has to be done in this country. It has to be done. I don't care which government that is there. Something just have to be done. Too many crimes, too many. Every weekend, during the week, same thing.
Louis left behind 3 children, a medical doctor who will be graduating during this week, a second-year Sir Arthur Lewis Community College student, and a son who sat his first CXC examination on July 22nd. I am standing exactly where Louis was shot and took her last breath, a few yards away from her house. The matter is currently being investigated by the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Both the island's Prime Minister, Alan Chastanet, and the Acting Commissioner of Police, Milton Daisy, have expressed concerns over the sudden upsurge in the number of violent crimes against women. In 1 week, 3 women have been shot, with 2 of them succumbing to their injuries. Also, in that 1 week, another woman was the victim of a cutlass attack by a relative. Chastanet and Daisy agreed that urgent steps need to be taken to protect the women of the nation. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
In the space of only 1 week, 2 women have been shot dead. Another woman was left nursing gunshot injuries, whilst 1 other woman survived an attack from a cutlass-wielding relative. The sudden spike in violent crimes against women has resurrected the call by women's advocates to implement legislation that would directly tackle the scourge of domestic violence and violence against women in general. On Tuesday morning, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet said he wholeheartedly supports the call.
Also very excited that the new DNA lab is coming in and the ability to be able to investigate cases much quicker will be there. As you know, that we're proceeding to try to get the courthouses built in this country because we have too long of a standing of a backlog of cases. And so it means that it takes a long time to bring people to justice. So there's a lot of mechanisms, there's a lot of parts of this that we have to be able to improve to resolve the problem, including more social workers. We have added 3 additional social workers. I was really hoping to have added more social workers this year, but sadly because of COVID, that has put a significant constraint and debt on government's budget. But I agree with you. And we know that this has been a long-standing problem in this country, and we're doing everything we can to move as quickly as we possibly can to address this in a more meaningful way.
Acting Commissioner of Police Milton Daisy said the growing matter is of serious concern to the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. He said, on the other hand, the matter is bigger than the force itself.
It is also of concern to us, especially how do a female hits a male and so on, where a male individual would use a firearm on a female. That is of concern to us, and I believe that the police alone cannot do it all. What we would do is get the information, investigate the matter, and arrest that individual. But does it stop persons from committing the crime? There are other institutions that should assist us in achieving the goal, that is preventing these serious offenses from happening. For example, if the one is arrested and is taken to court, the court needs to play its part. They are sentenced to, if they are sentenced to bodily has to play their part. The whole community, the whole of St. Lucia has to come together so that we would be able to stop that violence.
DCP Daisy said persons must feel the impact and the consequences of their wrongdoing. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Former president of the Media Association of St. Lucia, journalist Miguel Fevrier, and Castries Southeast MP Guy Joseph went head-to-head in a war of words shortly before the lower house sitting at the House of Assembly on Tuesday. The two have been embroiled in a month-long legal battle after the minister filed suit against Fevrier and his employer. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
Just because you haven't been to prison yet for all your crimes, no? Oh, would you say that? Would you say that?
I have committed crimes.
Would you say that? I'm asking you.
I have committed
I'm asking you, would you say that? Would you say that? Would you say that, sir? Would you say that, sir? Have you submitted all your stuff for the Integrity Commission as yet? That's been in the Gazette. No, sir?
This was the end stage of an epic war of words between Castries Southeast MP Guy Joseph and journalist Miguel Fevrier, who attempted to get answers out of the minister on the controversial matter involving a preschool in Sarot, a report which was deemed a criminal libel matter and led to Joseph issuing a lawsuit against Fevrier and his employer, NBC Television. The clash occurred on Tuesday morning downstairs the House of Assembly, shortly before a sitting of the lower house. Moments before the eruption, Joseph was asked to give a statement on the accusations leveled at him by Fevrier in his report. Calmly, he gave this response.
I will not answer any questions on this. That's a matter that is going to be before the courts, and the courts will deal with it.
This, of course, was when all hell broke loose.
What is the status of, are you in any way connected to the
I
first
have no intention of speaking to any ex-convict about anything.
So how about,
Okay?
how about one more
When
thing?
you can clear your records, come and talk to
My
me.
records are clear, sir, so go ahead, let's talk.
When you can clear
My
your
records
records.
are clear, so you should know
Okay?
that. So, can we speak? The preschool, has your
I
attaché,
have told you,
has your
do
attaché
not
been praying a
come and
preschool,
put
paying
your
staff at
mic
preschool?
in my face.
I'm doing my job, sir, as are you. So my
Okay?
question is, are
when you can clear your conviction record, come and talk to me.
That's how you're
I
speaking to
don't-
the media, sir?
I don't
My
intend.
conviction record
You're
is
not the
clear.
media.
It
You
is
are
clear.
ex-convict in my eye.
The MP demanded an apology following the report, an apology which was vehemently refused by Favrier and his employer. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
The public relations officer of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, Corporal Ann Joseph, was joined by Acting Commissioner of Police Milton Daisy to give the local media and public an update on the force's recent successes and other pertinent matters of public interest. Of the matters addressed by Corporal Joseph was the Monday night murder as well as a shooting in Cul-de-sac.
There was a homicide last evening, that's the 20th of July 2020 in Moshi. Fatally wounded is 57-year-old Cecilia Louis of Moshi Grosley. No one has been arrested in connection with this homicide as yet. There was a shooting which took place in Cul-de-sac. We'd like to clarify it is not fatal. Yesterday, the 20th of July 2020, about 7:20 p.m., officers attached to the Criminal Investigations Department received that report. The individual is a male. He was shot several times. He is in critical but stable condition as reported by the doctors attached to the OKU hospital. No one is in custody as yet in relation to that matter.
Over the weekend, there was also the recovery of 5 firearms following a police operation. This included the arrest of a repeat offender.
In Grosley, we had one firearm being recovered about 1:16 p.m. on Sunday, the 19th of July 2020. It was reported that a female customs officer had lost a firearm after it was left in her motor vehicle, which was broken into. Police officers attached to the Grosley police station proceeded to a location in Corinth, where they conducted a search upon a male, which resulted in the recovery of that firearm. That individual is Francis Lalin, alias Monkey of Corinth. He has been arrested and charged for possession of the firearm as well as ammunition. He has also been charged for the offense of theft, and he is remanded into custody until August 27th, 2020.
Corporal Joseph went on to give updates on other recent incidents, including cases of arson.
About 11:30 a.m. on Sunday, July 19th, 2020, officers attached to the Beaufort Police Station responded to a report of arson at the Piero Catholic Church, and they were informed that a male suspect threw 2 Molotov cocktails at a statue outside the church, and it was set ablaze briefly. He then entered the premises where parishioners were gathered, and he was equipped with several other cocktails. He was subdued by churchgoers and later arrested by officers. He remains in police custody.
The island has recorded 26 homicides so far for the year, including 2 police-involved shootings. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, threats to a female journalist lead to a demonstration outside Parliament. The police commissioner says the quick arrest of suspects in the killing of the son of one of their own is no preferential treatment. And the Police Welfare Association says government needs to come through with the promised new police headquarters. That and more coming up after the break.